Hi guys, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks. And today we're going to go over the FODSPORTS Bluetooth headset communicator I bought about 4 months ago. I'm going to start off with the clip where I unboxed it just so you can see what it comes in the package and what it looks like. And then we'll jump ahead 4 months later and tell you what I think about this unit. This is the M1-S Pro motorcycle Bluetooth headsets. This is a 2-pack. I have not opened it up yet. Operation manual, installation manual. Put those out here. Now, as you can see, 2 Bluetooth units. That piece comes out. We have a whole bunch of other gear. That's a boom mic for probably half helmet use. I know it comes with a half helmet and a full helmet setup kind of deal. So 2 different mics there. There are speakers there. This looks like the mounting clips. There is an auxiliary cable. I believe you can plug a MP3 player or phone into it so that you can have music and Bluetooth communication at the same time. If you Bluetooth to your phone, I don't think you can play music and do intercom at the same time, but we'll find out. But that was my understanding. That's one of the drawbacks. But if you use the aux cord, you can have music and do intercom at the same time. We'll see. Definitely clips and mounts of some kind. Alright, well, that's the clip I recorded 4 months ago when I first got these things in. I used them several times throughout the summer. Then I didn't use them for a little while, and I'll explain that later in the video why. And why I'm going to be looking at a different Bluetooth communicator headset in the future. But I think I used them enough that I can give you a fair review of what I think of the product. And hopefully you'll get some valuable information out of this before you go make a purchase. Well, as I said, today we're going to go over the M1-S Pro motorcycle Bluetooth headsets. I bought a pair of these on Amazon for about 160 bucks. There'll be links in the description down below for any of these products if you're interested in buying them. Of course, it's an Amazon affiliate link, which means Amazon gives me a small commission, and it helps support the channel if you were to buy these products through those links. So this is the box the M1-S Pro comes in. On the side here it talks about all the functionality, group intercom mode, up to 8 riders. You can use it while you're charging it, digital noise reduction, updated online, 20 hours of working time, voice prompt function, 30mm speaker. You can play music. This has an input point here. Probably hard to see that, but that's a 3.5mm, so you can plug in a music player or GPS device or something else, and it'll feed through the Bluetooth communicator back to the speakers, and you'll be able to listen to music without actually using your phone or some other device that you may have set up for other purposes. This is the clip with the unit already attached to it. Pretty simple to take off. Push in at the top, pops right out. Put it in, you put the bottom in first, push back, and you'll hear it pop. And it's in. Volume up, volume down, intercom. If you want to do Hey Siri, you can click that and it'll automatically listen for you to tell Siri or your Android device voice commands. So they advertise, I think, 2,000 meters for the range on this. What I found was when April was wearing the second one and riding with me as a passenger, really close, we had a little bit of almost like an echo in the voice. But when she was on her own motorcycle, I know she got at least a quarter mile from me. She was out of sight and we could still talk. Now, I would say communication is best under a quarter mile, 500-600 feet, no problem. Good and clear, signal was strong. So It comes with a boom mic for half helmet or open face helmets. I say half helmets, I'll get to that in a second. That's probably designed for a 3/4. These are the speakers. This is a proprietary USB connection. I mean, it looks like a standard USB, but it's specifically for these speakers and stuff. Comes with some extra pads and things. It comes with another mic that if you have a full face helmet, you can use this mic and, you know, Velcro or tape this thing inside your helmet. Comes with an accessory cord for hooking up a music player and things through this other port here. So one of the things I liked about it is it does what it advertised. It works. Communicating from Bluetooth to Bluetooth was easy. Connecting them was easy. That all worked fine. You can buy accessory packs of additional units and clips. So if you have multiple helmets, you can set up an additional helmet, have everything you need on there, and then just change the communicator from one helmet to another, which is kind of what I wanted to do. I have a full face helmet for when I'm riding the dirt bike or if the weather's bad, and I was riding with a half helmet in the summer. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how you hook this up to a half helmet, so we're going to cover that. These are how you hook them up to a half helmet. So these little deals are designed where this upper portion here slides up into the side of a half helmet, and your helmet straps would come down the edges here and hold that against your chin when you buckle your helmet on. You drop your speaker pods in here. These are Velcro to hold them in place. Does it work? Yes. Is it comfortable? No. Am I still using it? No. So, I tried it for a half helmet. It does work. You can use it. Here in Missouri, we modified the helmet law in August, and I no longer have to wear a helmet. Not that I won't wear it at times, but I'm no longer required to. So I haven't used this a whole lot since August. I will use it when the weather gets cold, because I'll probably wear a helmet more when the weather's bad. I'll use it with my full face. They're not a total waste, but there's a couple things I don't like about them. I don't like the proprietary connection. I looked into this a little bit. I was hoping to do some dual vlogs with this, and there's no way to capture the audio out of this without doing the crappy method of putting another microphone up against the speaker inside the helmet and running another mic to capture that. The other thing I did here was I taped all these connections for the speakers and stuff to keep them from coming apart, because I had a little bit of a problem for that when I was trying to, you know, put the speakers in the helmet and push them where I wanted them to and stuff. Things got pulled around and the connections came loose pretty easy. But that's not a big deal. So dual vlogging, if you're interested in dual vlogging, not a good solution. Can't capture the audio in a good way with this. Do they work for what they say they are? Absolutely. My only other real complaint about them is don't lose the charging cable that came with them. It's probably a little hard to see here. I'll try and take a better picture, but this is notched right here. It has a slightly smaller shoulder. The charge port on these is right here. It pops in, you're good. That little shoulder fits inside, which is probably important. If I can get it to focus on that. But that little shoulder is probably important because it helps keep it stable inside there. The problem is that means you can't lose this cable. You have to use this cable to charge it. A regular cable, even though this is a standard connection, will not fit up in there. You could probably grind this down and make it work if you had to, but it just kind of sucks that that shoulder housing is not a little bit bigger so that you could get a standard cable in there. If you lose this cable, or if you are somewhere else and you forgot the cable and you want to charge it, you're kind of screwed. So that means on a long trip, take the cable with you if you're going to have to recharge this thing. And it definitely lasts over a day. So, day trips are fine. But if you're going on vacation and you're going to be out on the road for days, you're going to have to recharge these things. And that means you're going to have the proprietary, the special cable that came with it. I'm going to keep these head units, but I'm still on a hunt for a different unit for me. This will work fine for April, but I want to be able to record our Bluetooth communication for YouTube and for vlogging. So I need to find me a different headset unit. So be on the watch as I do more reviews of headsets so I find one that I'm happy with. I'm trying to find something cheaper than the Cardo or Cine solution. I have looked at those and they have a mic and speaker jack that are separate. So I may end up having to go to one more expensive units like that, but I have something else I'm going to try first. As I mentioned earlier, Missouri modified their helmet law. As a result, I'm no longer required to wear a helmet. So then I came on the quest of, well, how do I do Bluetooth communication if I'm not wearing a helmet? And I had an idea, and it kind of worked. So we took one of these speaker sets that came with it, and we cut it. And then we soldered the wires together to a 3.5 millimeter jack. Well, why would you do that? Then I could buy a set of earbuds that have the inline mic and the cord, and I could wear those and have it plugged in, and then I could just attach this unit to my belt or put it in my jacket pocket or somewhere else and still have a Bluetooth communicator. It did work. I did try it. These are very hard to solder. These are not solid wires. They're strands. Very difficult. I think we have a bad connection in here. It's not worth redoing. It's too much labor and effort to do this. It's several hours. And then we ended up with a less than perfect solution. So I don't recommend doing that, but it was an interesting test. I am still on a look for a Bluetooth communicator that I can use without a helmet. So there'll be some more reviews coming of Bluetooth communicators as I go through different products and see which ones I can make work for my needs. In conclusion, for a sub $100 Bluetooth communicator, this thing works great. If you're just looking for Bluetooth communication from one rider to another in a small group. My only complaint is this charge port, and I'm sure I could modify a cable to fit in there, or I could grind some of that shoulder off if I had to get a cable in there. I just don't want to do that, and I would probably hurt the waterproofing of it if I ground on this itself, so I would probably grind a cable down to fit it. That's not a huge deal for me, but it might be for someone else. And it's just something to bear in mind and know is that the cable that comes with it is important, and that you need to keep it marked and separate. And if you pack to go on a trip and you're going to need to recharge this thing, take that cable with you. Well, there's my review. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, don't forget to check out the content on my channel. You can subscribe down below. You can always ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for your support. Stay safe and keep on riding.